Turn that volume up. You know you want it. It's time for Women's Basketball TV with former NCAA champion, WNBA champion, business mogul, and national TV personality.
Well, the rest of the world finally knows what Longhorn Nation has known for a couple of days, at least those of us really close to the program, and that is that Texas junior point guard Rori Harmon is out for the remainder of this season after tearing her ACL in her right knee during practice Wednesday. She announced Friday. Listen, I never want to see anybody have an ACL, MCL, any kind of season-ending injury, and you certainly hate seeing it when a player is having a player of the year level season like Rory Harmon was with Texas. Like, I am so bummed by this. I don't even know what to say. It was hard to even do this, to do this episode, but it is without a doubt breaking news that Rory Harmon is out. And you can't help but think, what are Texas's, what's Texas's prospects now that Rory's out? We're talking about 5'6" point guard, plays 40 minutes mainly, averaging 20-something points, has already had multiple double-doubles, almost had a triple-double, played magnificently versus Connecticut a few weeks ago. Under the radar for some of y'all, because we tend to talk about the same teams a lot, and we tend to talk about the teams that are our celebrity teams. I have nothing against the South Carolinas, the NC States, the UCLAs. They got they can get all the shine that they want, deservedly so, 100%. Rory has been under the radar just simply because she's not on one of those teams. If she were on one of those teams, we would be talking about her as much as we talk about some of these other players. But Rory has had an amazing season, and it's hard to see her go down. It's hard to see her just as a competitor, as a player who is having that breakout year. Everybody who's ever played any sport, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who's played any sports, football, basketball, volleyball, who won't say, I bet maybe 80 to 90% of them will say that junior year is your year. The freshman year, I don't care how good you are, unless you are a super special talent like a Juju Watkins. That freshman year, you're really figuring some stuff out. And especially, 10, 20 years ago when we didn't have a whole lot of AAU play, we didn't have a lot of off-season stuff, we didn't have a lot of USA basketball stuff. Like, you got better in college. And so your freshman year, you were kind of figuring things out, even if you were great. Then your sophomore year, you were like, okay, all right, I kind of know who I am. That third season, that junior season, your swag is on 1,000 because you good. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that with Rory now. We're seeing her step into her leadership. We were seeing her step into all of her talents, kind of in my mind where I saw her play when she was in high school. And just the athlete she is, the intelligent point guard she is, just easy out there leading Texas. Is really, really hard to do this video because it sucks when people go down with injuries. And we, as women basketball players, there's always been this highlight on knee injuries with women and how we can diminish them happening in our sport. And people are going to get hurt. We know that. We know that this is as much a part of it as anything, but woo, bummed that Rory is out. One of the best point guards in the country. She was leading the country in assist to turnover ratio at 6.64. She dished out 93 assists to just 14 turnovers. Are you kidding me? Rory Harmon was balling. She was balling before this injury. She's second in the country with 7.8 assists per game and averaged 14 points. As I said, averaging double figures, and she helped the Horns. They are still undefeated at 13-0 as of today, and ranked number 5 in the top 25. So this is a hard one to do, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Not just because she's a Longhorn, but because of the kind of season that she was having. So Coach Vic Schaefer said that Rory has worked awfully hard to become, in my opinion, the best guard in the country and All-American. Rory definitely top 3 guards in the country. Definitely. I feel like Rain Man from, I feel like Dustin Hoffman from the movie Rain Man when I kept saying definitely, definitely, definitely. But she is. She playing like it, not just on paper. She's had to prove it against top competition, and it's just been really consistent. But anyway, Vic says it's difficult to see a young person go through this. It's truly devastating. My heart is crushed for her. And we know Vic means that. We know how hard he loves his players. We know that. He coaches hard. He loves hard. There's no question about that. And losing a player like Rory Harmon will have some impact. I did see Texas play Wednesday night without Rory. They had Madison Booker at point guard. The challenge with Madison Booker, although Madison Booker is amazing. I mean, I would put Madison Booker top 10 this season with freshmen, no question. But now you're asking her to shoulder ball handling, running the team, and she can do that. It's just going to be a lot of minutes. And more importantly, it takes Madison Booker out of her natural position of scoring. And I saw that Wednesday night in person when she's running the team. She has great court presence. If y'all watch Madison Booker this season, you'll see her running the team. She was used to doing that in high school, obviously. But she had a good night the other night versus Jackson State. Like I said, I was in the building for that. But I got to tell you, there were times when Madison Booker was like, I'm tired of running this team. I want somebody to pass me the ball so I can shoot. So we saw her elevate her skills and her leadership in that game. But obviously Texas needs someone to come in to play at least 20 minutes at the point guard position effectively for Texas to stay on the road that they're on right now as an undefeated team. There are a lot of undefeated teams. Obviously everybody's not going to stay undefeated. And when I look at Texas, I definitely say find a point guard among the people that you have, and the likely ones other than Madison Booker. We've got Shaylee Gonzalez, who was on fire. Last time I looked at the scoreboard Wednesday night, she had 21 points. I don't know if that's what she finished with. This is all off the dome right now, just my memory from the game. But she had at least 21 points. And Shaylee Gonzalez is the off guard, the shooting guard for Texas. So she can knock down the three. She was super hot. She played really well. She could play a little bit at point. I think other than Madison Booker, you can get Giselle, can't think of Giselle's last name, who played at Cedar Park, played on the state championship team in Texas at Cedar Park. She also had a knee injury and is not moving extremely well. So I don't know that she's going to get to play a whole lot there. It's got to be by that word that we all don't want to hear. It's got to be by committee. Nobody can replace what Rory Harmon gave Texas. The spirit of competition, the sheer skills. I mean, even as a freshman, we saw her skills. As a sophomore, they had a rough year last year. Didn't finish the way they wanted to, and actually it was very disappointing the way they ended up in the tournament, losing to Louisville. But Rory Harmon came in shape, great attitude, looking like the All-American that Texas is touting her as, and was certainly on her way to I think landing herself on a prestigious All-American team this season. Not just, third team, honorable mention, those kinds of things, but legit, that's how Rory Harmon had been playing. And so I'm bummed to see that, happen. They play Baylor at 1 p.m. Saturday, and that's always a great game. That's always a tough game. It's competitive. Baylor is really good, also undefeated. And Baylor's coming in, and Baylor is going to be tough. They're playing very well. Sarah Andrews, guard, hot shooting guard. They got a good team. So I don't know what Texas is going to do in 2 days. Tomorrow. Forget 2 days. Tomorrow to lighten the load for their team. But I thought the team responded to Rory not being there. Reports from practice sounds like they are in good spirits. Obviously, you miss your point guard. That's a critical position, and they've got to figure it out really quickly. Another person, Alyssa, Amo, we call her Moore, and she was out last year, tore her ACL, and is back. This is a post player who was on track to become the next All-American at the post position for Texas. Got hurt last year. She's back, but just playing relatively small number of minutes. So again, a lot of things for Texas to figure out, but they'll figure it out. Vic Schaefer, one of the best coaches in our game, no question about that. but you got to have a point guard. I don't care how good of a team you are. When your point guard goes down, you are missing a huge part of the strategy for winning. So that's going to do it. Let me know what you guys think about Texas's opportunities, Texas's chances of making it, through final season of the Big 12. Got to start tomorrow with Baylor. Going to be tough. What do y'all think?
Thanks for tuning in to Women's Basketball TV with Fran Harris, the most provocative and entertaining women's basketball show on earth. Be sure to click that like, share and notification button so you don't miss a moment. We'll see you tomorrow.